Hey guys. You hear that? Check my sound. Welcome everyone. Hey guys. Good, sounds good. Hello, Sandra. Well, thank you. I'm able to catch it live. All right. Sound is you in the flute. Perfect. Thank you, Rush. Good, 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 good. We got people in the house. Good. Yay, caught it live. Woo. Hi, baby. Oh, sounds so good. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Keep the chat up. I'll monitor it best I can. Here we go. Here we go. So life plays out every day without intention. Zero intention. Law of attraction takes care of your reality every single waking idea of this human experience. Even in the sleep state, we're still awake. We're doing whatever. Consciousness doesn't sleep. It's fantastic. So anyways, when I wanted to talk about this idea about the memory, you're looking at a memory, okay? Most of my history in myself, and I have to make this subjective because you get better at that. You get better at making it your world because it is, and it's always you. No matter how much you want to assign it to something else, it's always you. It's your relationship with that thing. So let's make this subjective in the idea of the memory. So law of attraction brings me a now. I am very interested in waking up. To know my whole self before I pass on in the physical idea, maybe do the idea about expanding on, expanding out of the third density, this physical reality. And it's done with you. There's no rules. There's no one in charge. So whoever's telling you this is how it's got to be, tell them to fuck off. Okay? Take that toxic motherfucker and tell them to pant sand. Because if you're looking at, here's the memory part, if you're looking at an authority that is from the outside, you have to be relating it to a memory. And that memory is an idea of a status or a scripture or a standard or a must or a need. So if I'm looking at a memory and my law of attraction brings me my vibrational match, and remember, vibration has nothing to do with how you react to it. That's your interpretation of your vibration. We're worth. If you're worth lack, you get lackful experience. If you're worth awesome, you get awesome experience. You guys know that by now. If you're doing the work and choosing your fucking kingdom, then you're going to get that idea. It doesn't fail. Look at your life because you're God. Because you're God. Your future because you're God. That's it. All right. So law of attraction brings you reality, and your interaction with that is a relationship of self-exploration, because it's inevitable, and of realization of self. The creator, you, knowing yourself, your interpretation, your experience, everything. It's all there, all of it. All of it is right there in the now for you to see you and how you're interacting. So now let's look at the reaction of the interaction. That's got to be a memory. You're looking at it as an idea of a memory, not a memory in the idea of what happened before, although that's very pliable, but in the relationship of your version of your old self that reacts to it in its immediacy like that. So you're taking that reality and you're looking at it through a memory. So now you see it as that and you adjust yourself accordingly. So case in point, let's say something comes along and it gives you fear. And it's something like some authority says something. And then you react and you know in your heart of hearts, in your will of the now, in the mistake that you were not fucking created by an accident, that you are consciousness, and you have a truth about that, but you are afraid to choose that truth, then you have to be looking at a memory. Because a memory is an idea of the human experience. We create our own realities. You need to get in tune with that. You need to do a lot of work to really understand that as a first-rate now occurrence. Now remember, not deliberate manifestation of your diarrhea of your memory saying, I want this and I want that. That's lack, that's bullshit, world peace, no plastic, free energy. Stop with your shit. Do the work and realize your relationship to reality. If you're looking at it through a memory, that's a vibration. That vibration continues to attract the idea of that status quo. But what is always present also, what is the fifth law? Change is the only constant except for the first four laws. So what does that tell you? In that moment, there is a change, an ability to choose a different self, to express a different self in that moment. So when you're in a conundrum and you feel fear and it's large and it's ugly and it's bearing down on you, you look at the now. You realize your existence is forever because nothing is happening to you and you've been here 1,000 fucking times before. So you muster up your courage and you say, I got this. I'm not afraid. I'm going to recognize that memory that I equate to as a standard truth. This guy says this, and I have to believe that. I'm a little puppet. I'm on some string. I'm a little teapot. I'm a little fucking victim, fucking just a piece of shit. No, you're not. You're a goddamn kingdom, and you need to start owning that. But nobody creates anybody else's universe. Only you. You create your experience by your choices, not your intentions. How can you intend to do something when the attraction is already here? You don't attract a timeline, you attract nows. How you interpret is a timeline. The only way you can have congruency in a part from A to B is with a memory. That's the only way. But when you standardize that, that's a frequency. And a frequency is attraction. It's a relationship to reality. It's how you feel. How can anyone say to you, this is the rule, and you go, oh my God? Well, because you were taught that. What were we taught? What was humans taught? This is what I noticed about me. Maybe this relates to you guys. What was I taught by society every fucking day of my life? Every goddamn day. Parents, teachers, brother, family, friends, even if it's a joke, what did they teach me? They taught me how to fail. That's it. That's what they taught me. I didn't have failure until I was shown I did something wrong. Doesn't that scare the crap out of you? Then the guilt start to set in, the experience and the vibrational consciousness, and this little forgotten fractal pulls in a vibration of a feeling, and then it feels, that frequency feels and triggers the emotion of the status of a relationship of polarity, of not God, learning these over and over, reinforced over and over every fucking day. And the failure, and you choose, and these humans are running around measuring you, throwing their shit up and looking at all this stuff, and what's your resume? All that stuff. Fuck them. Get the fuck out of that world. And you can't leave unless you stop using your memory. You can't. You keep validating the old stuff, choosing the old stuff. How are you going to change? You're going to change your relationship with reality? No. You're going to have changing experience, but you're not going to move out of the frequency. You're not going to change the vibrational rooms. You're going to stay in the same vibrational context if you validate your memory. Okay, here's an idea. I'm going to answer this question. World Bridge, Roxanne, could you please talk a little bit about the splitting earth? No, not a fucking chance, because it has nothing to do with me. It ain't in my fucking now, and I don't give a shit about it because I'm going home. I'm remembering the Creator. All of that stuff, if I need to know it, it'll be given to me by law of attraction in the now, and then I'll have the intelligence to understand that in the moment because I don't need to learn anything. Isn't that amazing? We don't have to go to school. We don't have to do all this stuff that they claim you need to do in order to become, so you can take care and become a productive part of society and do that. Good, blah, 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 good. Bye. Look at this kingdom over here. Do you realize if you don't make that choice, do you think there's emptiness over here if you don't do this? If you don't abide, if you don't be cordial, if you don't show that responsibility, if you don't fulfill your obligations, do you think if you don't go there, there's a consequential world of emptiness? I'm telling you, if you do, then you're looking at a memory. Because that's the only place fear lives. That's it. That's it. Don't get distracted. Look, guys, there's 1,000 channels out there, and they'll keep your fucking diarrhea going. They'll distract you with whens and who's and how's and kibbles and bits, oh my. They'll do all kinds of fucking stuff to get views, to do those things. I don't give a fuck about that. I want you to do one thing. Find you. And you can't use your memory to do that. The memory is created in the moment, by the way. Everything is a brand new now. Everything is a brand new self. And if you use the relationship of the vibrational memory that you use as a constant, then how can you become a different person? Your memory tells you about yourself. I'm not saying memory is invalid. Oh, no. Memory is a tool. It's an asset, just like time. Look, if we're in the now, right? Did I draw this before? I think I did. Look at the now. It looks like an eye, right? That's the now. And in that, you can look at all this over here. All these are your memories. And that's how you're relating to the now. But what happens if you don't use your memories as a standard, a reaction we're talking about? What happens if you don't react to the now and you let things play out? You don't have to do something about something that's not happening in the now. You need to pay attention what's happening now. What is the relationship to things now? You don't need to save your money. You don't need to pay bills early. You don't need to worry if you're going to have this or not. All of that is a relationship of lack that gives you the experience of the human. You want to go and find out all this stuff, then go. See, that's what you get to do. Do you realize no one, including me, can tell you anything? Are you willing enough to start to journey and find yourself on your own, with your own guts, with your own courage, with your own ascending truth, letting go of old selves, no matter how guilty you feel about them or how injustice they were to your own reality? Isn't that why you're here? To experience the greatness of creation? Yes. Just because it feels shitty doesn't make it shitty. That's just a fractal having a human experience. You're looking at a memory, guys. When you are fear, when you are afraid, the only thing you can tell about the future, where's the source of the future? Where? In your memory. You can't think about the future unless you have resources to think about it. Because what is about is now. To think about not now, you must think. And thinking is only using the resources of the memory. Get better at this. No, money does not equal lack. Look at you. May end. Money does not equal lack. Money is a goddamn Starbucks drink. It's what is this thing? A metronome. It's air. Everything is a relationship to reality. Money is not lack. If you relate to money with lackful ideas, then you're having an experience with lack, not money. You can have an lackful experience with people, with how people act, with religions, with your whole goddamn life. It's the relationship that you need to look at, not the definition. Look, women out there say, he's my soulmate, right? And he's connected. And then it doesn't work out 10 years later and doesn't understand what happened. Well, the soulmate can be Tom, Dick, or Harry. It doesn't matter who the fucking guy is. It doesn't matter who the girl is. It does not fucking matter. That's the dependency that you targeted as that idea. It's an internal world. It's an internal world. You relate to the reality of those things your way. So they think that's the guy, but then that guy's gone and they replace it. No, that's the guy. And all they're doing is putting a relationship before a human experience. That's it. That's it. So it's not money as lack. Don't fucking get diarrhea of the mind. You're not that fucking smart. You might be great at human. Human is lack. So you'll fuck it up. You'll be a master at lack. But you suck at intelligence if you're thinking about money equals lack. Now I know something and I can write this down. Now I have a process. Don't process yourself. Be a master of the moment. Be the kingdom of now. Be the courageous of an evolutionist. But failure, which they taught me, scared the crap out of me. The crap out of me. Scared the shit out of me. Getting in trouble. Always afraid of my fucking dad. Always afraid I would get in trouble or someone was going to tell on me. Fucking anxiety, little kid running around getting in trouble because he couldn't tie his shoes right or he didn't get a good grade and mommy and daddy aren't proud of you anymore. Are you fucking kidding me, you fucking parents? Fuck you. Fuck you. Grow up, humans. That means get out of the distraction and get into the kingdom. Because it is here and it's yours and you can take charge of it, but not with arrogance, not with failure, not with conditioning, not with comparison, with humility, with meekness, with courage, with acceptance of self, with the willingness to evolve and change selves and change truths and not use the memory to guide you through this train wreck. You can do better. All of us can do better. Not better for the species. Not better for the species, better for yourself. Are you willing to say, God damn it, I can take care of me. I don't have to earn my way. I don't have to show them that I'm better. I don't need to prove to them that I'm worth this or that. Look at the way you get distracted. Look how you watch advertising and commercials and TVs, and do you move and do you react to those and you look at those? Do they bring up these conjuring thoughts of ideas that are not now? If they do, good. You recognize them, even better. And then if you can recognize them, you can change them. You can do the work. Looking at a memory is a relationship of a self that no longer is valid. We're ascending species. We're natural evolutionists. I'm reading something here. Mike B32 Mike. Where the fuck do you guys come up with these names? B32 Mike. What role does the ego have compared to the rest of our self? It's a matter of an expression. Some people say it needs to be taken out of the picture. I don't know how you're going to take it out. You can't kill it. Well, you have to realize that it's an expression of this journey. Stick with me. There's a lot of talk about ditching the ego or transcending, getting past it. The talks of the ego is a problem. I don't think or understand being or understand in my being. Well, then, okay, then don't worry about it. If it's not affecting you, don't fucking give it any, never mind. You don't need to know about that then. If the other people are telling you this and you don't have a relationship with that truth, then don't make it your truth, because again, you're looking at a memory like these people are saying you have to do that. I had a big ass ego and it was a pussy. It was a fucking coward. It was a yes man. It was, I have to do this. It was, I'm going to get in what you told me I have to do, blah, 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 and buck, 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 buck. And I said, no, 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 no. I'm going to start being awesome to me. I'm going to start being awesome to me. That's what I'm going to do, and start choosing my truth. And I would recognize my ego that told me I have to do this. I have to fear this. Anything that's not in your now is in your memory. Why do you need to be concerned with it? Why do you have to worry about what's not now? Why do you have to handle what's not now? You have to prepare. They taught you to fail through preparation. Failure makes you better. Hope will get you to a better life, as if you're less than. Newsflash, motherfuckers, you're all that is. You've been chosen to exist. The only other option of existence is non-existence. And since you're not non-existence, you can't leave existence, because existence is here and now. We are eternal. How the fuck can you be any less than unless you're selling yourself pain that you bought into from the fractal or the ego that says that you're less than because some guy ate an apple and he was a sinner, so we have to suffer for him because someone wants power? That's the humanity. Let them have their game. You don't need to be a Homo sapien. You can be a Divinicus by being yourself. By taking the choices of courageously choosing your truth. And you might go through 20, 30, 40 truths. But if you keep looking at a memory and say, that's what I'm supposed to do, then you need a bus to get back to fuck. Google made for me a long time ago. Okay, Mike. That's cool. And look, you're going to react so much if you start ascending yourself. And when I mean ascending yourself, stop using outside sources. I'm an offering, I give you ideas, but I am no way your fucking authority. And nobody else is. Nobody is your guide. Those were ideas to wake us up. Well, we're awake now. So where do I need a guide from? I can have a friend. He can guide me in the idea of my channeling beings, but they are not greater than me. They don't know more than me. Just because they're this density or that density or this, I'm in a fucking eternal being. Just because my fractal doesn't know, my heart does. I'm enough and I can do it because I'm not being judged. There's no one in charge. There's no failure because there's no outcome to this game. There's only the constant transfiguration of you. And whoever else is telling you that is selling you pain. Get out of that world and get into yours. Make it small. Make your world small. We've said that before. Stop distracting yourself with what's not now. Follow yourself in the moment to get to know yourself. But right now, you're knowing yourself through emotional status, and you think that's the truth of you. Are you willing to look at that truth and be brutally honest with it and say, I really don't feel like doing this today? And then you're looking for entertainment, and that's your ego going, well, we got to have a purpose. We've got to do something. My God, if we don't do something, then we're not good enough. We're a failure. No, you're not. You're not a failure. No one is a failure. All these fucking fractals out here causing pain, and they're in their own misery. Let them have it. Light bearers don't react to the darkness. They split it with their unbearing, unyielding light of beauty. Right? It's easy to bear for us. Some of them can't bear it. They can't because it's too great. And that's not your job to fix them, because then you become a preacher. I've learned so much. My channeling has taken me to places unimaginable. The coolest thing I've gotten, guys, is this right here is where you're at, right in the middle of this idea consciousness. And this expression, this physical expression is being maintained by you. Why do you think we need to lay down and get a nap now and again to go to sleep? Because we're actually maintaining and creating the physical reality. Oh, yeah, the experience of the fractal, the forgotten God, the ego, whatever you want to call it, the one that doesn't know it's God, is not understanding how it's doing that, but that's irrelevant. But when you pull yourself out of the physical and all the stress and all the maintenance that are required by your memory, then you get an entire new universe right there in the middle of yours. You're in the physical reality, but that's not the only reality you have access to. Don't dare think this is the only reality that is available to you. Most of the reality of humans are memories. They're in a physical reality, but they're looking through the illusion of that belief system, giving them that experience. It's not a fake illusion, it's the elusive to the self. They're not being the nature of themselves, they're being the nature of polarity, which is the experience of humanity. Some guy goes, hey, what would it like to be not God? Poof, here we are, not God. However the fuck it played out, I don't give a shit about the story. All I know is I'm here and I'm now. And I'm doing the work. And what I found is there is a kingdom that is endless, it is eternal, that is invincible, and it lies within you. And the only way to do it is not to use the human to get there. And when I mean human, I mean anybody. We can listen, we can co-create, we can share, but the relationship to those things are experiential. They're not defined. They're not as this. They're not that. They're not guides. They're not better. Think about it. Think about careers. People are revered because of their this, and then that fades away, and now they're revered because of this. Think about COVID. Think about how many pandemics we've had. As soon as someone gives it energy, and then they take it away and they put it over here. And how many fucking pandemics? How many economic crises? Because polarity plays out. That's all they do. They find a vibration of lack and they have to engage in it to know their worth, which is the fractal or the ego. It's the only way it understands itself is through emotional experience of identity, opposing sides outside of itself, right? So it creates these ideas and they play out in whatever way they're going to play out. We just had COVID. So as soon as COVID's over, we'll find something like Y2K we did before. We'll get another terrorist attack, and there'll be there'll be another natural, and we'll all look at that, and then we'll compare our emotions, and we'll talk about it, and we'll live a human life. That's all we're going to do. But you have a choice now because you're awake. But the work is enormous, and it takes an enormous amount of discipline to stay in the kingdom of the now, the I am. But it is not unbearable. And you're going to react and you're going to wonder and you're going to try to figure it out. And you're going to see how much you think and you see how much you apply your memory in the now, and you're wondering why, and you get lost and you're distracted. And you're in these bullshit ideas and you're feeling you're good because now you're just taking those emotional statuses and you're transcending them. And you're becoming nature of yourself. You think gods are afraid? Are you fucking kidding me? If there's only one God represented by the same God in all gods, then why are you afraid of yourself? Fear is a human experience. Separation is a human experience. And since we only know human, and we only use human as resources, why would you think we would change out of humanity? We need light bearers. That's the kingdom within. So go inside and do the work. Clean your fucking house out. Recognize the beliefs transcendent by no longer choosing them. When you see that goddamn belief system, that's a strong memory, then you got to sit down with it and go, hey, yeah, I'm scared. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of what you represent in the future. And I'm scared to death to take a move against you, because if I do, there might be consequences, and then I'll fail these people, and then I'll fail these people, and then I'll have to live with that, and I'll feel guilty, and I don't want to feel guilty. But I've been doing that all my life anyway. So maybe if I can transcend emotions and be the awesomeness of the now, the bliss of eternal existence without emotion, that the way I feel is a constant that is way beyond anything that you think happy is, you have access to. You can't use those other things. I like what that she said. Nix just said everything we needed to learn was in kindergarten, by being kind to our other guards and tending to yours. Oh man, I fucking love that. Be kind to other gardens, but tend to yours. Fucking A, man. Tend to your world because it's yours. But the distraction is always causality, assignment. Those are memories. Those are relationships of the now that you define as that and that and that. And then there's a reaction to that, and whatever that reaction, whether it's good or bad, is irrelevant. It's a status. It's a relationship of a vibration which constantly changes or equates the room to be the same. It's up to you and how you relate to it. Make sense? I'm waiting for the eggnog latte. Anyone doing Thanksgiving this year? I think I'm going to order a meal from HEB. I've never cooked a turkey. My kitchen isn't big enough, I don't think. Maybe next year. Anywho, I can't impart on you enough because it's impossible for me to do anything to you. It's impossible for me to do and give you anything. If you see that about your reality, then that's half the battle. That you have always accepted and chosen the truths that are coming, and it's all true. It's just whether it's yours or not. But I can't impart on you enough. Vital? Vital. Vital it is to your own understanding. If you choose the vitality of this, don't worry about if you don't. You're still existence. You're not going to have a bad day. You're just going to relate to reality every way it's your truth. Whether it's good or bad is your truth. Anyways. But I can't impart upon you enough to be the idea of that self-observation and how much you really do create your own reality and choose your own truths is your own experience, and it doesn't belong to anyone else. You can literally change the way you relate to reality, and that opens up the possibilities of forever, the kingdom of a creator, access to all the things that you've been wanting, and you're trying to figure it out through the resources of someone that claims to be a leader, and they're just leading you down a road of misery. You know in your heart you're the only leader of yourself. So get used to choosing you. Have the courage to do that. All I want to show you is you got this. You fucking got this. And it doesn't need a degree. You don't need to be something special. You don't have to have an image, because you're already all that is. Choosing it will show you that. Not in an expected amount of time, and definitely not in an expected way. Because your memory is going to keep you so defined from a 20-year-old idea, and you're going to wake up one day and look at yourself and go, I don't even recognize another self. That's how beautiful you are in the now. An unrecognized portion of your everlasting change. Why do you need an identity when you're always enough? When you're incomparable? Right? Yes, Nix. All right, guys, I love you. Go be awesome. Whatever that is. I will tell you this. Give me this real quick. I experienced something that was extraordinary. Now, I need you to all think about this. Use your memory. I need you to use your memory real quick. Do you remember when people talked about the things that were mystical and magical, right? And you're trying to get it and you can't feel it. And then you're also calling bullshit on that because you can hear the frequency of lack. You can feel the frequency of lack in their thing. Like the tree is talking to me. And the cat wants this and it's this. And they're just claiming all this stuff. And you know in your heart of hearts, that's a belief system. And in yourself, you haven't gotten that, but you want it. So you pretend, you make up a game and you say, oh yeah, I can feel it and whatever. That extraordinary magical thing, it can be whatever the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck about the details, but we're talking about the feeling, right? Well, I finally got that after 9 years. So I can tell you there's more beyond this. And what I discovered is it's never what they say. Okay? Find out for yourself. Find out your magic, not the standard, not what they say, not what they think it is. What it really is to you, the individual kingdom, an uncomparable idea that is uniquely and ever shall be yours. It's okay to own. Someone said, all right. Yes, baby. Blessed be. Makes blessed be. All right, guys. Go rock your realities. I love you all. And we'll talk to you in the next now. I'll probably go in. I should do a Sunday night. The 28th. But I'll do something before then. Yeah, I'll do something before that. But the last Sunday is the 28th, so I'll do a Sunday evening on the 28th. But we'll do another live between now and then. I love you guys.